Hello everyone. So today we'll study about the experimental determination of resultant vector by using the component method. So again we'll take two vectors. So suppose we have vector A, which is our 240 gram at angle 30 degree, and the second vector we have is vector B, which is 330 grams and acting at an angle 130 degree. So when we say the component method, that means we are going to split the vector in components. So what happens basically, so suppose if we have these two vectors, suppose this is our axis, our first vector is this vector A at some angle 30 degrees, suppose this is the angle A. The second vector is your vector B, and this is at this angle 130 degree. So suppose these are two vectors and we want to find the resultant of these two vectors. So how we are going to find? By using the component method. So we are going to split the vector in its components. So basically the A vector will be going to split in two components. One will be A of x vector, means the x component of A vector on the x-axis, and the y component of A vector on the y-axis. So we are going to split A vector. So we just split this A vector in its two components. One is going along x-axis, known as the A of x, and the second one is going along y-axis, known as A of y. Now so suppose we'll take this color, suppose. Okay, so now B vector is in this coordinate, so its components will be along this axis. So B of x will be here and the B of y will be here. So what we mean, we are splitting this B vector in two components. One is the B of x, the x component along x-axis, and the y component along the y-axis. Now when we will add, means when we want to find the resultant, what we will do, we are going to add the x components, these x components together, because they are on a line but in different directions. So we are going to subtract b of x from a of x, but we are going to add both the y components because they both are along the same line, in the same direction. They both are on the y-axis. So this is how we get the resultant by using the component method. So for that we need to find the components basically. So for the first vector, A vector, so let me just take this color. So my A vector, I said I need two components for this vector. One is my A of x. A of x is known as A of cosine theta. So that is the formula for this, A cosine of theta. So this is going to be, A is the magnitude, so 240 cosine of 30 degree. That is my A of x component. And when I'll calculate this by using my calculator, it is going to be come as 207.8 degree. 8, sorry, just the 8. That's just a component. So this is our A of x. When we want to find the A of y component, so A of y is going to be A of sine of theta. So A of sine of theta means 240, the top 240 with sine of 30 degree. So when I'll calculate this, it will come out to be 120. So what does it mean that A of x? So this value A of x is your 207.8, and the A of y, this value we have 1 of 20. Now For our second vector b, now again we need to find the components. So b of x is going to be b of cosine theta, and that is you're going to be 330 cosine of 130 degree. So when we'll calculate this number will come out to be negative 212.12. And the b of y component is b of sine theta. So that means the magnitude 330 and sine of angle 130, and this will come out to be 252.8 degree. So now b of x, we calculated this b of x, so then, and this is going to be this 212.12, and the b of y we calculated as 252.8. So we got our components for these two vectors. Now we'll find the resultant. So r of x, so again resultant is a vector and it's also gonna get the components. So the r of x, the x component of resultant, will find by adding a of x plus b of x. So when you'll add these two numbers, so your 207.8 minus 212.2, I got this number equals to negative 4.3. Now r of y, the y component will be a of y plus b of y. So you're going to add these two numbers, 120 plus 252.8. So when you're going to add these two numbers, you will get 372.8. So now we got the components for the resultant, and once we have the components of the resultant, we can find the total resultant by using this formula. So if you have components of any vector, you can find the total vector by using its component. So r is going to be under root of minus 4.3 square of this number, 372.8, and square of this number, and that is going to be equals to your 373 grams approximately. And you also need to find the angle for this resultant, so that is going to be tangent inverse r of y, the y component of vector, to the x component of vector, and the tangent inverse 372.8 divided by 4.3, and this you will get approximately 89.34 degree. So this is the result